Hey, welcome to Planet Hex Review Time. I'm Andrew Horn. These are the short episodes I put out in the week where I review something that I've rediscovered or seen for the first time, and there's a full-length Planet Hex at the weekend where I talk about retro stuff or cult movies or VHS, that sort of thing. I've been to see Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. I went with my mum and my two sons. My mum likes seeing stuff that I would have watched when I was a kid, and she loves sharing these things with me and my kids, and it's a really good thing that we did. I really enjoyed this wholeheartedly. It does have the feel of the those 80s fantasy movies. Not so much things like Dark Crystal and Labyrinth, but things like, Krull and all the crazy ones that came out, Deathstalker and stuff like that. And I would wholeheartedly recommend seeing this with the family. There's a few bad words in it. There's a few very scary moments so do be careful with your kids if you're taking your kids along. But it's nothing too out there, nothing too extreme. It's entirely safe, I would say, for like 8 years and up, which is what I took today. And it really pays off well. So is it a good movie? Yes, it's great fun. The cast is excellent. Chris Pine is excellent. Michelle Rodriguez is excellent. We know that Mr. Page is getting a lot of attention just from being ridiculously attractive. So, and quite rightly so. We've got Justice Smith, we've got Sophia Lillis even, and Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant took me by surprise in this. I never thought I'd see him in a fantasy movie, and least of all, as such a weaselly, horrible, thoroughly irritating character. He does a really good job. He's perfectly cast in this, and his performance in this is really quite something. Personally, my favourite character in this is Holga, played by Michelle Rodriguez, who is everything you could want from a barbarian character. She is phenomenal. She's got the power, the strength, she's got all the action chops, but she's also got some sensitivity. She's got a lot of comedy timing. I thought her performance was great in this. Justice Smith is a lot of fun as well, as a somewhat hapless but ultimately marvellous sorcerer. So does it feel like D&D? Yes, I played D&D with the group. In fact, I played last night, and I really do think that when this movie was being written, they did certainly have the idea to make it feel like a D&D group. If you can see the wire moving, the cat keeps knocking it. It does very much feel like a D&D group playing the game, as there's snacks, there's bickering, there's really stupid ideas that somehow come off, and that's largely how D&D works for me. The characters are making up as they go along with their various plans, A's, B's, C's and D's, and it works. There are a lot of nods to the game for classic fans of the franchise, people that have played the game for many years, people that are new to the franchise. There's nods to the animated series, the old 80s animated D&D show. There's nods to Baldur's Gate in there. There's nods to all kinds of things from throughout the game's history. And it is a really good one for fans and non-fans alike. It's great if you are a fan of D&D and you get the lore references and the bits of the nods to the original fan base, but it's you're entirely able to enjoy it if you've never played D&D before. You don't know what Nat 20 means, or a critical role or anything like that. You don't need to. You can go into this cold, and I thoroughly recommend it for that. It's I was a bit iffy about it, because I saw the previous iterations of the Dungeons and Dragons movies. Now don't forget, there wasn't just one. Now there was one in like 2000 with Thora Hird. I think one of the Thora Hird, Thora Birch. That would have been a very different film if it had Thora Hird in it, and Jeremy Irons and so on. And some may think that's the only one there's been, but there have been some straight-to-DVD ones, which have been better than that one was, but still only fair to middling. This is a full-on blockbuster-style D&D movie. No expense spared. The effects look great. The cast are uniformly great. They work together really well. The comedy works really well. That's something I really enjoyed about this, is the comedy aspect stops it getting too tense or too frightening. That said, when you do see the villains of the piece, they are really formidable, and there's some very exciting battle sequences and action sequences in this, and some very nice moral messages in there too. It's a really good movie, and I wholeheartedly recommend it to anyone that is curious about it and wondering if it's for them. I would say definitely it is for everyone. That is my little piece on Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, the new D&D movie, which is in cinemas now. It's very rare I review something that's actually out at the moment, and I do recommend it wholeheartedly. 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, loads of stars for it. Go see it. Go see Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. It does everything that you need it to. Yeah. I'm Andrew Horn. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Planet Hex Review Time. Please do like and subscribe if you like this sort of thing. And come and check out my full-length videos each weekend where I do stuff on retro hunting and VHS, cult films and more. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Planet Hex Review Time.